All right, Berserk check-in. So we are into the Fantasia arc. It's a phenomenal time. I'm loving this change in setting, we'll say. Bringing more of the creatures, mythology, stories, fairy tale into the main focus. Didn't think I'd want that more. I thought the apostles and everything was enough, but I'm loving the new characters and creatures that we're coming across. I'm also a very big fan of like setting community by the sea. Feels very nostalgic to me. That's kind of what I grew up with. I love being on a ship in a story. I love a destination, so the traveling to the elf, fairy, whatever kingdom. I am loving the idea of like we want to get Casca back to who she was before this. I've been waiting for that since she's been in the state that she's in, but I also love the idea of that might not be her wish. Like, is she going to wish that this never happened to her? Go back, like, memory-wise, like, go back in time before that even occurred? Is she just going to ask for it all to be over, for her to disappear? Is she going to change into something else, something that doesn't feel the human emotions? Like, if she doesn't want to feel the trauma that was inflicted upon her, like, will she shift to a different creature that doesn't feel human emotions? I don't know. Personally, I need her to work through what happened to her, just come back to the present, face what happened, deal with it. Basically, I need Berserk to have a therapist, and while we're at it, Guts can get some therapy sessions as well. Puck and Isidro, dynamic duo. Do I say that enough? The comedy of Berserk was never hyped up to me, and there are hilarious moments in this, or just moments that just are light in the darkness, and that's why I love about Berserk. I mentioned the incredible creatures that's coming in. We're on a boat. I love sea creatures, so this is just a phenomenal setting to me. We didn't have much Griffith in this section. It's mostly Guts and his crew, but their fighting styles, their growth as characters, 10 out of 10. I'm having an even better time than I was previously. So on to past Jessica as she's reading this section of the series. Alright, so Griffin did his sketchy stuff, and we have an explanation for what he did with Skull Knight's sword and attack. The giant demonic beast transformation of name I never did learn to pronounce, Ganashika. I was just calling him Sky Daddy in my head, Thunder Buddy, whatever. Was put to death by Griffith, and a swing of Skull Knight's sword of accusation turned Ganashika into the source from which sprung a new world. The otherworldly light and wind that emanated from Ganashika engulfed every nook and cranny of the planet. Thus did the world change. This new world was one in which creatures mankind had imagined and spoken of for generations suddenly appeared. If I just go back a couple pages. This is not some place that people want to be. Like, there's a big brain, which apparently I skipped over last time, or blacked out. Craziness. The fun little baby face guy of the god's hands taking form there. We have dragons, so maybe I do want to live in this world. There's a little fairy sleeping on a leaf, and where are the unicorns getting eaten? Oh, bigger dragon. We love dragons. There we go. Unicorns getting eaten by a snake monster thing. And then a little while later, you see this Hydra creature, and it is so fat. Like, what did it eat? That is my question. But then we get Griffith and the people following him in front of a kingdom, and they're like, it's the kingdom that sunk down all those years ago. It's like, no, this is too grand. It can't be that. It has to be something new. This is holy. This is the rightful heir of the new world that will be led by the Falcon, and it's Falcononia, capital of the Hawk. And I'm just like, cool. But you have Griffith and Zod just looking amazing. Can I get this? I want this one painted on my wall. I know I said that for a lot of panels. I don't want Griffith on my wall. But that's just too beautiful, though. Oh, God, I want it. Like, look at him. So pretty. I want him to die a painful death, but still. So everyone goes forward into the castle. Big trees. And there's the opening of it. And it's all well and good. Griffith has his kingdom. Cut to the boat, where we have pirates going sailing when we had the light and everything, he's saying, I hope someone does a mutiny because then I'll be able to lure you as bait for the sharks and eat that and we won't have a food problem. People are saying we're here monsters. He's like, I've been a pirate for 25 years or something like that. Never seen a monster like this. You think I wouldn't have experienced it? If those things really do exist, wouldn't I have been haunted to my death ages ago? And then you have all these little things coming up behind him. And at first, I'm like, are those little ghosty faces? But I'm like, no. This is tentacles. Kraken monster. He's going to get eaten by the Kraken. And I'm so excited. Because then it's just a bird flying in the sky, which a sea beast monster just pops up from. Where's the sea beast monster? Look at him. Did I mention this is absolutely beautiful? Because it's beautiful. And now we are on the boat with our crew, and they're painting on Shirka's face because, you know what, she's astro projecting. You can't expect Puck and Isidro not to draw on her face, so it's all well and good. Oh, and Casca caught the bird. All right, already checking back in because the pirate boat immediately comes up on them, and at first, I want to say Roderick, fiance buddy, is just like, yeah, we got this, fire the cannons. Oh, how are they catching up on us so fast? Why aren't they stopping? This is something different. This is something monstrous. Shirka confirms that, and it's like sailing beneath the waves here and comes up upon them. So yeah, go ship. Davy Jones' locker. Flying Dutchman. Is the Flying Dutchman a thing, or is that SpongeBob? Don't know. That's the Hashling slasher. But when the pirates burst up, oh wait, before I say the pirates burst up, I love this one little panel because they all go flying, and Farnessi grabs Casca, and Serpico grabs Farnessi, and they're just all holding each other, and I just love it. But then the pirate pops up, and he's being all creepy looking, because, you know what, very, very creepy face. But it's like he's being all intimidating. We are the Bonebeard pirate clan. I'm Captain Bonebeard of this here Captain Shark Rider. Pleased to make your acquaintance. And he's trying to be all scary, and then he recognizes our group, and he's like, oh no, it's this group of meddling kids, and he's like hiding down, biting the boards of the boat, and it's just like, what are you doing here? We were doing honest work, and you stole our cargo. We had to go back to pirating. We lost the will to live. And Isidro is just like, you're complaining to kids? Why aren't you working hard? He's chiding them, and I'm just thinking, cargo, you were slave people. You were selling people. That's not good. Why is no one bringing that up? But then he's like, we retired from being humans as well. And then you get the tentacles are back. And look at that. That is, I'm so excited. Oh my God. I love the Kraken. So this take on the Kraken, I really, really like. Monsters, devils of the deep. What does this remind me of? It reminds me of a horror movie monster. I feel like someone's eating their face. The Thing, maybe? No. I've definitely seen a horror monster with this design to it. Eat up me hearties. And they're just eating everything. Okay, it was bugging me for like, where do I know this monster design from? The Mist. That's where I first seen it, I'm pretty sure. So then everyone's getting eaten by the tentacles of everything. And we're fighting back, but then you just get the single panel of the stairs. And slowly someone is coming up onto the main deck. Who could it be? You see him crack his neck, the ghost pirate. Oh, he might still be alive. Who knows? He's always looked a little bit rough. Pirates are just laughing like, wahaha, we're going to have you for dinner. And then all of a sudden, slash. Big, giant chunk of metal, too chunky to be called a sword. Just a slab of metal that you're throwing around comes up, and he's stepping on a fallen tentacle and guts his back. And he's just like, are these things edible? I'm hungry. And he starts taking them all out. Everyone's just like, God, your boss is still recovering, and this is what he can do? It's insane. Guts almost hits a couple of the crew members. He's like, it's crowded here. Sorry about that. I'm going to end up busting up the ship. Get down if you want to live. Swings the sword around. Takes out a whole whack of the tentacles, and the pirate's just like, it's not over. In comes the main body of the tentacly monster, and he's like, you've been slashing off its whiskers, here's the main cores, and Guts just uses his cannon to blow it up and then slices it with his sword, and it's wonderful, and he's just like, alright, looks like nothing's gotten rusty from the sea breeze, we don't want to get any salt on his weapons and his armor and all that. It is magic armor, though. And he's like, it's not over yet, the pirate screams. Like, yeah, these guys are also good with combat. So, fiance buddy is directing his crew to fire, and all's well, they're sinking the pirate ship, and he's like, stop putting holes in my ship. I'm just thinking of Pirates of the Caribbean, but really says, don't go busting up my already busted ship. Ooh, I kind of expected this to be over. Lashing the dead, that's what you're doing. I'll haunt you. Isn't that what you're here for in the first place? Dah, you goddamn fools. Looks like you've gone and made him mad for real now. Now your lives are nothing more than candles in the storm. No, Captain. It's the sunrise. What? And smoke appears. I guess our ghosty buddies can't stay out in the sun. Good to know. We're going with vampire rules. We'll sell this next time. They go down into the ocean. Everyone's cheering. Okay, who'd they make mad? Davy Jones, the Flying Dutchman. Don't know. All right, so they took the boat to a small island to make some repairs, and we are immediately greeted with this girl who, to me, honestly, she looks like a fairy herself, or pixie, and she's standing there with her harpoon. She eventually finds Isidro, who has deemed that it's a right of a young boy to explore an island and no one can stop him, even though everyone said, hey, something sketchy's a little bit going on. Shurika's just like, yeah, there's some weird something about the islands. Let's all stay together. No, he's running up the nearest hill so he can see everything. And then he runs into her, and she has put on a shirt/dress. But she also runs right up and is like, hey, is that an elf? So she can see Puck. Very interesting. Everyone else goes to the town. They're all being sketchy. Oh, Isidro wanted to go into a cave, but she's like, yeah, it's cursed. Don't go in there. And, well, technically she said it was because he was freaked out by the curse, but something made him want to go in. Okay, she said a sea god lives there. And, okay, people of the island consider it taboo to go in there. And he's like, are there monsters or something? There's an old legend about that this is where the sea god lives. And again, he really wanted to go in. A sinister, dreadful god that sinks ships and eats people. And he's like, oh, that's interesting. I'm going in. See if the legends are real or not. And then as soon as she's like, you'll get cursed, he's like, ah! So he's afraid of curses, of all things. And Puck's just there trying to do a little seance, purity, dance ritual. Oh, he also drops his special magic knife. And everyone else has gone to the village, and people are shirking away from them. They're hiding in their homes, and they find this statue of an old god. And there's little fish offerings to it, which I think is adorable. I'm stuck between cute and creepy, which means I'm going with cute. I like that little god statue. As the doctrine of your religion spreads throughout the world, the ancient gods were forgotten, and they faded into the depths of the astral world. I feel like that's the plot in Origami. The old traditions must have still been passed down here on this isolated island. Alright, so my sweet darling boy Isidro went with the lady to a house, and there's this shell thing on the door. Clearly some kind of, I'm going to go with protection, ritual, magic, something like that. And she's just fine with toweling off in front of him, completely naked. And either she is so isolated from all the townspeople that she doesn't know what modesty is and is completely fine with that. And hey, human body, we all got one, it's fine, what's the big deal? Or she's a monster trying to lure him, I'm going to say away. So I'm going with Siren. I'm going with Siren because we're on an ocean. I don't really know any other sea beast. Okay, she's using some ointment in a shell stored in a shell to fix some cuts. He's having a nosebleed. Messing with seaweeds cooked into it works wonders. Sea witch. I like her. I just don't trust her right now. And I hope she ends up being a good guy, but right now she's too sweet and innocent looking that I feel like she's got to go evil. Okay, wait a minute. You guys are leaving tomorrow. She knows he's on a boat and it's like, yeah, we leave tomorrow. Then have dinner with me. Tell me all about your travels, about the outside world. So maybe she's not a sea witch luring him into an evil trap, but rather just, like I said, originally, isolate it from the town, separate. Maybe something is keeping her away from them. Maybe they're prejudiced against her and her family or her religion or something like that. And she just dreams for the outside world. Wants to know more about everything with adventure and all that. Let's go with that because she's really cute. I don't want her to be evil. All right, they have okay, we're at the town and they have a bunch of fish just stuck to the wall. Same with the jaws. Like, listen, I'm from a small little fishing village community. We don't have the fish on the wall like this. This is like, hey, we hunted them down. These are our trophies. I mean, we put a lot of moose on the walls, but still. Okay, the teeth, yeah, people have definitely put those kind of teeth on the walls up there. I may withdraw my complaint about the fish on the wall. But I'm going with the villagers are the bad ones, and they hunt the monsters. Maybe the monsters were bad, and she's from the monster's side, but she's good. Is that a Wookiee? Who's that? Okay, so Shirka went to the cave, sensed the odd presence to it, and was about to go in, hesitant to it, seen the dagger on the floor that Isidro had dropped, thought he was in trouble, ran in. The tentacle monsters from the, like, a baby version of the Kraken was there, and relate to the ghost ship, and she's just like, oh, definitely the same creature, but when she tried to reach out to Isidro, thinking maybe he'd been taken by the monsters, she gets a flash as he's looking down the lady's shirt, so not so helpful. She falls into the monsters. He's telling the lady who's totally not a monster and really hope. I gotta go with siren / mermaid. I gotta go with it though. Look at that face. This happy face. How do I not get Ariel vibes from that? And now Shurika has showed up covered in seaweed and crabs and starfish, coral. I just like, yeah, this is your fault. Don't lose this dagger again. And confirmed because this girl, she's something fishy. All right, Shirka asks for the lady to tell her more about herself. I wish I could, but I bet it'd be boring. I'm just a fisherwoman, and this island's nothing special. I'm going now with her father or her mother, probably her mother, had a relationship with a sea creature spirit, the god of the cave, maybe. She's like, the island's nothing special. I beg to differ. Please tell us. This island, isolated from both sea routes and any other land, there isn't enough food or water to be of use to large ships, so it's only outsiders we ever see. So the only outsiders we ever see are those from the occasional damaged ship like yours. There's just this one little rustic fishing village, and the villagers don't like strangers. They're all gloomy and crooked and can't stand them. Is that why you live over here alone? More or less. I wouldn't live with that rotten fish-eyed bunch even if they asked. Well, there's that, but there's another reason. I'm the village outcast. Got that right? Outcast? What? Why? Because they're scared of me. You see, I'm a merrow. A merrow? Just kidding. Did you think I was serious? Got you good. I guess I just wanted to think of myself alongside witches and elves. You'll have to forgive me. But it's true, a merrow is why I'm an outcast. What do you mean? My dead pa used to be with one. Ha-ha! I got it! So does that mean you really are, eh? Sorry to disappoint, I'm human. I swim as well as a merrow. Can I just say mermaid? I swim as well as a merrow, but I could soak in the sea all day and my legs won't turn into a tail fin. My mom was already gone before I can even remember. Pa would never talk about her. But I kind of figured it out by reading the info out of the damn kids who teased me and by overhearing the gossip the grown-ups would spread. 4 years ago, a storm capsized my pa's boat. As he was dying, he said someday Ma would come for me. He said the decorations on our house door, was a merrow charm Ma made long ago. So are the turtle and seashells surrounding the house. He said they're there to keep away evil, but they never once seen a merrow. I'm not even sure I believe all that stuff. Either way, I just got busy living from day to day, and none of it seemed important anymore. Okay, so asking why people don't like merrows because they're supposed to be good omens for fishermen. Why would they be tested? That's because of this island's sea god legend, old sea god legend. A really long time ago, a terrible sea god rampaged through the sea around here. It attacked ships, ate people, and consumed all the fish. Oh, I like this little sea god creature face thing. He's creepy and cute at the same time, and I like him. It was turning into a sea of death with no living things in it. A tribe of merrows decided they had to challenge the sea god to war. It lasted a very long time, and they lost many of their kin. The merrow finally confined the sea god to this island. The war was over, and the merrows left. Then fish returned to the sea, but the sea god is very powerful, and as the full moon approaches its strength, its long limbs from the island's cave, they say it attacks this island's fishermen and ships that happen to be passing by. The islanders are afraid of arousing its anger, so they resent the merrow even though they supposedly benefit from them. There's some stingy creeps. Yeah, that's dumb. So the sea god, yeah. So that's the sea god that extended its tentacles to help the ghost ship and all that. Okay, so lately things have seemed strange. Looks like the villagers haven't been out fishing at all. There hasn't been a soul at the docks, and they're all shut indoors. Okay, what's going on? Oh god. Okay, so she was saying something's going on with the town. She looked through a crack and didn't even look like human inside. It was like fish eyes staring back at me. And fiance buddy was heading back to the boat after they just ate, and this is what greets him. Not good. Not good. Okay, so creatures are attacking. The thing that I jokingly called a Wookiee before is actually a impersonation thing. The tentacles took that shape, and now they're back to being tentacles. Guts is slashing them apart, calling them sea slugs or something. Shurika and everything sees the ghost ship climbing up the mountain, and then we're back to the pirate ghosts here. But I love the expression of the guy that keeps coming along. Right-hand man, is that her brother? No. Yeah, Fernessi's brother. Right-hand man, buddy of the fiancé. All the time, he's just like, it's happening again? No, it's too soon. What? Again, use that technique. And everyone's just kind of, his faces. He's just hilarious with his shocked face of astonishment of all the monsters that are coming against him. Why is the pirates riding what looks like a shark with wheels? Impossible, a ship on land? This is just too absurd. Love this guy. He did want to attack the fairy elf village and hold them all hostage and ransom them off and sell them. So we don't actually like him. He is pathetically funny. Alright, Guts in full berserker mode is attacking the pirates, and quite honestly, I'm not getting Kraken vibe from them anymore. I'm getting more hermit crab with the eyes sticking out of the the hull of the ship, and it's in the ship, and he's wearing the ship like a shell, from my vibe that I'm getting. I'm getting more hermit crab, and I kind of miss the Kraken vibe. I'm liking it. Anywho, Guts berserker mode. Sure, I can't get to him. The armor, the odd of it is too much. She can't reach Guts, so he's gonna kill everybody. Not good. Not mermaid girl was attacked by two of the not villagers and explains that anyone who was consumed became a tentacle thing and there's no human life. The entire village is wiped out, but she was protected because of the spiritual amulet thing on the door. And now they're running. Oh, Casca ran to protect a child. All we see is the black hair, but I'm assuming it's the same child from the beach when the alligators or crocodiles attacked. And now the monster inside Guts is some of the chains are breaking. We don't like that, but most are still intact. I think no. A lot of them are breaking. The monster is saying, "Yield yourself." And then a voice, "Look, focus your gaze here, look." And it's Casca with the light that around her, because she's holding the kid. And now the light is illuminating the darkness so Guts can see her face. Guts also protected her unconsciously. Maybe this light thing happened at the same time. slaying the monster. So Farnese was about to run, thinking, oh, he must be in his right mind. He just protect Casca. Shurika's like, no, he's not in his right mind. Stay back. So the hand in the light, turn the page. I'm just getting, what? You know this. You mustn't lose it. You mustn't destroy it. Okay, and Guts comes out of the Berserker mode. Show me the kid. He's resisting the armor's odd. Now's my chance. Shurika jumps on him and is helping him break free of it. Puck's like, nice choke sleeper hold. Okay, Shurika's like, there was a full moon the last time he appeared too, talking about the kid, who isn't the obvious. I don't know if I want it to be the obvious of it's just Casca and Guts' child, the fetus, reborn the same way Griffith was. It's the obvious answer. I prefer if it wasn't the obvious. Nights with full moons have very deep magical significance and are full of magical powers. He appeared now during 2 of them. And how could I fail to notice he was here until just now? Just like last time, his odd is strange though. I can sense practically no hostility. That's good, because I don't want the kid to be evil. Okay, I officially like Farnese. I do. I didn't know if I did. I do. Alright, so they take everyone back to the ship. They're like, hey, this island girl that we met, who they don't mention the mermaid thing, we're bringing her with us. That's cool, right? And they're like, yeah, I don't mind. Any friend of yours is a friend of mine, considering I just watched your one-man army slaughter a bunch of sea monsters. Yeah, your friend can come along. I'm not going to piss you off. They get to the boat, and Farnese and Shurika, but mostly Farnese, Shurika's just guiding her, casts a protection spell, and she has found her path. She felt so useless before. She was doing what everyone else told her. She fell into the fanatic mindset of this religious doctrine church. And now Guts is just like, it's your watch, you're our shield. And she found a use, she found a purpose, she found inner strength and power. And when she was casting the spell, she was like, I never felt so much power, such enormous emotion. I feel how small a thing I am. I feel how enormous the things of which I am a part. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful, and I love it for her. She's found a way to protect others, not hurt others, and she's finding joy in that. Serpico even says to her, like, good job, I'm proud of you here. Congratulations, Lady Farnese. Like, I'm very happy for this girl. Alright, so Shurika and Guts are off. Shurika's keeping his head in control with the Berserker armor. All well and good. Everyone's impressed. Why is no one wearing shoes in this panel? No one is wearing shoes. I see their toes. Why? There should only be other, I don't want to call them knights, soldiers on the boat and all that. Like, why aren't we wearing shoes? Okay, then she's like, I hear those voices again. So she's looking out to the ocean. So she's hearing the call to her people, I guess. The armor's definitely also getting stronger, so I guess that got something to do with all the chains slowly breaking. You don't even need Isidro and Puck for humor in this. The pirate's ghost thing, he's Bonebeard is giving his spiel, welcome Guts to the cave as all these slug, I still think they almost look more like hermit crabs, but honestly it also looks like a peanut with some eyes sticking out of it. You're outnumbered, you're outmatched, blah blah. He's going on, he's monologuing. His 2 zombie ghost pirate people behind him are just like, I kind of feel sorry for him now. Sometimes you just can't get by if you can't laugh at yourself. Like, they're making fun of the captain. They've been doing it for a while. And the next panel, they're hanging from a rope around their neck and a noose just behind them. And I'm just like, the humor of Berserks comes in so much variety. Alright, so Guts' brilliant idea was to jump into the mouth of the biggest sea monster, the main body of it, and in there he's like finding shipwrecks and all that, and Shurika's just like, great idea, you're gonna feel like a little fish bone to this monster from its side stomach, we can't just kill it this way. And he's like, you hear that? And he's like, it's a heart. Yeah, anything's gonna do some damage if we stab it in its heart, so it's easier to do that from the inside. However, they compare it to an octopus, and if One Piece has taught me anything, octopus have 3 hearts. I'm sure if you take down one of it, the body probably can't support itself, but I'm just saying, if taking down the heart doesn't work, you might just need to stab all 3. Alright, so fiance buddy, he won me over a long time ago. I like him for Farnese. So they're like, what should we do? Do we run? Do we fight? Captain, what are your orders? Like, our seahorse has a goddess in command of angels on board. We fight back, prepare to fire all starboard cannons, the lot of them, make every shot count. And he's just so impressed that she commanded the spirits to make that protection around the ship, and they're fighting and they can't get through the light barrier thing. He's like, well, I'll be damned. It stopped that many monsters. Not bad, Farney, Isidro said. And then, you are a goddess. You're the seahorse's guardian angel. And I love it. He is so impressed by her. Good for him. I like this. All right, so finish the set. Guts and Shurka are in the body of the god, but it turns out it has a symbiotic relationship with a bunch of other little monsters and creatures and parasites that are protecting it. And when they get to the heart, it starts pulsating and more monsters come, and he's trying to get through it, but he can barely even stand. He's getting dizzy and he's fighting. Cut to the ship, where Isidro falls over the edge after the pirates attacked, and because they are sort of physical, even though they're ghost pirates, but they're of the physical world, and they get through the light even if they are weaker, and the girl that they met on the beach starts helping as well. They find some explosives, it blows up the big head of it, the pirates run away because they're completely outmatched. I don't want to brush past it because I did really love that fight. I love seeing Isidro fight. The pirate mentions about how he's got his sea legs. Isidro says he's got lots of experience now fighting on a ship, and he's been studying and training hard, and they comment about how versatile his fighting is, able to just pick up anything he can get his hands on and use it as a weapon. They find the oil to blow up the big one. Serpico's fighting. It's wonderful. It's a delight. Everything is a delight. Pirates run away. And then Isidro falls into the water later on when the god bursts through the side of the mountain, and it's just crumbling. The island is being destroyed. So the island girl, I want to go Isma, jumps into the water to save him, where she hears this voice, speak your true name, and transform. She says whatever it is, turns into a mermaid, gets him back up on the ship, and I love that she jumped in to save him. They're cute. I like these two together. And so she's now a mermaid, and she's like, what's everyone freaking out for? You're a fish! What do you mean? I got a tail! Is a fish biting me? How come I have a tail now? And she says what she heard the voice say, and just as she's about to say her true name, Shurka's little fairy girl comes up, or elf girl, and is just like, no, everyone has a true name that caused this transformation, but if you tell somebody your true name, then they'll be able to take advantage of you. So don't ever tell them unless you can completely trust them. And she's like, I wouldn't mind if you guys know. And I'm like, so cute. And the sailors are just like, she's a merrow, whatever, merrow. Yeah, merrow. And Isidro immediately jumps in front of her. He's like, yeah, so what if she is? You got a problem with that? They're worried she's in league with the sea beasts. He's ready to fight them all. And the captain, fiance buddy is just like, all right, all hands on deck. Not our problem. Focus on the big monsters. And then like a school of mermaids are swimming towards the god to go fight them, most likely, as Esme realizes all her father's stories was real, so she jumps in the water to join them, to fight with them, and Isidro is just like, hey, Captain, we're not going to miss the action, are you? What is this, a luxury cruise? Let's go. And he's like, all right, calm down. Watch the surge, people. We're going to fight the monster. And Guts is fighting in there still. The mermaids are coming to help, and now I need the next volume set. But this is set 12. I'm going to read 13, and I think 14 is the last one. I'm running out of Berserk chapters. All right, so start at the next volume set, and Guts is still in the god that is now dead, because it turns out the mermaid's singing was able to cancel out the heartbeat, which was causing such pain. It caused him to lose his sight and hearing. He was all disoriented. And that allowed him to be able to stab the heart, kill the beast, and a whole whack of blood came out. But now Shurka was taken off him, spiritually disattached, went back to her body. Isma introduced her mom, is like, yeah, but Guts isn't down here. So I love that the fiance buddy calls him Boss Guts. So they go into the mouth of the beast and they don't know what to do. But then it starts to sink, rigor mortis is setting in. They're just going to claw down through. Guts is down in the belly of the beast and we're like, damn, we're screwed. How do we get him? We can't just abandon him, but we got to get out of the monster. And Guts, completely disoriented still, can barely see. He sees this light guiding his way out till he reaches ocean water, and then the mermaids are able to bring him back to the boat. And we see that little kid. Now, I've read a little bit ahead, and Shurika's thought is he's an emissary for the elves, leading them to the island, possibly a manifestation of the king elf himself. So interesting, as they got something to do with time and something that allows them to decipher fates that transcend time and use hidden secret paths to cross great distances. So interesting. So not Guts and Casca's son. Guts and Casca's son's fetus became an elf. It's Guts from the past. Not sure. Interested about this kid. What else happened? Oh yeah, the kid disappeared. That's why they were looking for him. That's what made her think maybe he's an emissary. Farnese is learning healing magic. Yeah, that's all that's happened so far. Alright, ending thoughts, because a minute ago, Casca went to search for the kid, and Guts went to go follow her, but Farnese's like, no, you mustn't get up yet, and he's like looking at Casca, but yeah, and then she's like, I'll manage with her somehow, you would just get her more and more addled. I mean, sorry, and he's like, yeah, no, it's fine, you deal with it, deal with it, because Casca is still shooken up from when he attempted to assault her, consequences of that Berserker armor. Now he's laying in bed, looking at the lights, looking out at the moon. He's thinking of Casca back with the band of the Hack and how much she's changed, what she's lost, about the Berserker armor, about how it could take away his humanity, and that there's no guarantee that her wish is going to be the same as your wish if they do get her to the Fairy Islands, Elf Islands, to get her essentially fixed. But then it's like, that's right, she went to pieces because she can't fully cope with it. What will she do if she does get her sanity back? And that's why I don't like Casca like this at all. I just want her to come to terms with what Griffith did to her, to be used and abused by someone you cared about, to put your trust in the wrong person for them to hurt you, and not only just to hurt you, but to use you to inflict pain on someone else. I want to see how she could possibly cope with what happened to her, rather than just be in this state that she's in. When this journey ends all, and then he thinks of Griffith, he's looking out at the moon, and again, we get the choice between the monster on one side of him, light on the other, and it's just, what, will he choose vengeance? Will he choose to stay with Casca, protect her, help her heal? Will he go after Griffith? What choice will he make? What consequences will his choice have? And then he sees these branches on the moon, and we see the child just on air, something, spirits, pressure, odd, as at least this time he's sort of wearing a night dress kind of thing, and then he disappears like a shooting star in the sky, so maybe he is an elf. And that seems to be like a good place to stop right here. Alright, check in later, bye.